great weekend. Today we bring to you a beautiful love story. We have Ashton and Madhavi with us. Hi, Madhavi.
Hi, Kanchan.
Hey, Madhavi. How are you doing? Hey, Ashton. You're looking good.
You as well. I mean, isn't it? You're for being such a young lady. I think this is kind of past your bedtime.
Sorry, come again.
I said for being such a young lady. I think this is past your bedtime.
Oh, not really. These days kids stay up late.
So that you can make those works of art like you have behind you.
Yes.
That's such a beautiful artwork,
Yeah,
Kanchan.
definitely.
Love it.
Thank you, Madhavi.
Is this the
These are
first time you leave, or is this like the background usually when you're recording these?
You must come home. It's been a long time since you guys have visited me.
Last
You
time we
must
received your
know.
clothing for our wedding. So yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah, that was fun. Creating clothes for your wedding and designing stuff for Madhavi was such a wonderful experience.
Yeah,
It
you
was so beautiful. Oh my God. I love
haven't.
those outfits. Even now, the feel of it is so amazing.
Yeah, she has all these photos, Kanchan, that you guys took.
Very soon, till the time comes.
Okay.
Have little patience, Ashton. You have the real girl.
Yeah, that's true. I have the model right in front of me all the time. It's really nice.
Yes.
Like you were choosing saris for her to wear, and I feel pretty honored that she's like, "Help me choose this." Normally, you might be like, "Oh, that's taking too much time," but I was like, "I'm really excited to, help her pick out clothes."
He loves Indian wear. He just loves
Yeah, not just that, the way Madhavi, before your wedding, I was like a child, thrilled to see the way Ashton was excited at, all the surprises he'd planned for you. Of course, I was party to all the crime behind the scene.
No, right.
She was my first. Kanchan was my first partner in crime for doing a surprise gift. I was just trying on. I mean, many of Kanchan's clothes, and Madhvi looked amazing in all of them. But there was one dress that stood out, so I messaged Kanchan behind Madhvi's back and arranged for someone to deliver the dress. And
I just wore it a couple of days back.
Yeah. You inspired it. I think she pulled it out the day after you came.
Yeah.
I have so much to talk about you, Madhavi. And uh, you one of the sweetest girls I know in Navi Mumbai. And
In Sector 5.
In Sector.
okay, take two. Ashton, you are not allowed to comment on her while I am there. All right? No teasing my girl. No, not. I cannot zip up a comedian, can I? You will speak. I know that.
You can't. Trust me, you can never zip him up, man.
Oh, no.
He is on 24/7.
Yeah. From the time we wake up. Even in between, I sleepwalk from time to time.
Yes,
so
he does. That's
even when I'm sleeping, I'm on.
Yeah. He walks in.
Well, no comments on that. Coming to you guys and your love story.
Still being written.
बोलो तुम बोलो मुंह उठा के आ तो गए हो अब बोल ही दो
Yeah.
Talk.
Yeah.
Me talk.
Yeah, tell me. Ashton, how did you meet Madhavi?
Well, we went 2 years ago, 2018. Just in the short of it, we went for at the Isha Yoga Center there. We were inspired by Sadhguru and the Isha Foundation and all the stuff that they're doing and practices that we learned, and we separately, not knowing each other, had both decided to come to this training to become Isha Hatha Yoga teachers. Completely independent, of course. I'm from Canada. She from Mumbai. We never had ever known each other, but I came around the world. She went down south in India for more than just dosa and idli. And we met there. I mean, there was like 170 people there at that time. So I mean, you're not really getting, and we both had not gone there to meet people, you know.
You had gone to meet yourself.
Yeah, yeah, be there, kind of focus on yourself. I think that's the best way to do it. If you want to go to any place to really soak it in, that's like that space. Social was kind of the secondary. It was a few months in, just kind of casually just had a discussion, and that was kind of it. I saw her wearing these unusual pants that sag really low, and I was wondering if you could stretch in the pants. And
oh my God!
it was a super innocent question. No, there was nothing.
I don't know now.
I don't know. Now that we're married, it seems like anything.
Yeah, he just came. I was walking, lost in my own world, and he just came and he asked me, like, can you even stretch in these pants?
And it could have been a simple yes or no answer, to be honest. But
you're talking to an Indian girl, you can't expect her to answer in yes or no. You have to either accept a paragraph or a complete demonstration of the reply she wants to give.
That's what I gave him. Yeah, I gave him a demo. Yes, I can pretty much stretch in it. It's so comfortable.
Madhavi, your voice.
Yeah.
Madhavi, we can't hear you. Yeah.
Is it clear now? Better?
Yeah, clearer. Please go on, repeat.
So when he asked me, can you stretch these pants? And I was like, yes. And I demoed that, gave him a proper demo, like, yes, I can stretch in these. And he's like, okay.
Seriously, you did a split in your harem pants?
I did that.
Yeah.
I know.
And I was impressed.
I felt so silly after that. I went and sat back to my place and I was like, why did I even do that?
But she's not one that feels so embarrassed about interactions that I've noticed.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's like he just asked me. I could have said yes or no.
Yeah, simply. I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. That is so crazy, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, knowing Madhavi and the introvert she is, you not?
Well,
okay, let's see that.
It's like that. Like, I mean, it would be
ambivert. Like, let's call you an ambivert.
Ambivert. Yeah, I mean, she's more less likely to be in social situations, but when she is, you see how comfortable she is. So it's easy to see how she would be perceived as that.
I have not really. I don't know. I'm never able. Whenever I am, I guess.
I've seen you prefer time to yourself or alone, but when you're in those situations,
alone time, yeah, definitely, I love that.
But when you're in those situations, I see you very, very comfortable. I
mean, Madhavi, so what happened after you demonstrated the split in your harems to him, just to show him how much you can stretch in those pants?
Yeah, I felt silly for sure, and then I think I didn't speak for some time, and then sometime later I saw him. I was doing something with my locker, and I saw him coming out and talking to someone in Hindi. He's like, he was saying this, like, say that.
Agaya mutake.
That was like.
I had really the best Hindi teachers available, as you can tell.
Yeah, everyone in the training wanted to teach him, and yeah, he was pretty good at it. But the first
like imagine telling the lady you interested in Agay Mutake.
Yeah. But no, you were to me, so that I mean, otherwise that would have been game over, even like right there.
Oh yeah, she would have ended it out.
Yeah.
Before I even knew it began.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can continue.
I don't know, just like through the training, you say hello to this person and you appreciate this person. I mean, you're in that training is like beautiful and intense, and I mean, it's nice. But
both of you were being trained for Hatha Yoga. Both of you were being trained to be yogis, right?
Yeah, and in that kind of thing, in that program, it's very intense. It's not like, you just go for a vacation. It really pushes you like all hours of the day.
Yeah, it's a 6 months thing, it's pretty intense.
Like, morning starts like 4 a.m., bed is 10, 11 o'clock, and you repeat it every day for 6 months. So It's intense, and I mean, you're all focusing on your own thing, but it's cool. You're with 160 people plus who are all doing it together, so you have this commonality, this common thread, this relatability, even if you've never spoken to the person. But with Madhvi, like, we never really had to spend so much time, but the time that we spent was very nice, like just like a walk here and there, or sharing an orange, like under the moonlight. Like there was just like I think
Yeah.
everything you kind of open up in a way to life around you. So each moment that you spend is magnified, I found in that trip. And looking back, we can only say, "Oh wow, those were times where we had an opportunity to spend time." But even throughout the training, we never like went any further than those moments that were super sweet. But we never thought of it as any other thing. So
Yes, so when you have such an intense training which starts from like morning 3:30 and goes up till late evening, you hardly have a breather to kind of interact or socialize with anybody, even if there are hundreds of people there.
yeah,
And Madhavi, amongst those hundreds of people, you found your twin flame, you found the person who mirrors your energy.
I still don't teach. Yeah, and she has those pants now. Still, yeah, yeah. It was something, looking for us in relationships. We both come from other sides of the coin. In terms of uh, seeing a relationship not as the end all be all of your life, but as a beautiful like partnership and stepping stone. There's that kind of maturity in that. Still,
That's
like,
such a beautiful thing you just said, Ashton, that seeing a relationship not to be the end all and be all of your life. Just a part that enhances your being, that makes you feel even more alive.
yeah, it keeps you honest, as a single person, and we both felt this way, where you think if you're doing your own thing, that you don't have any problems in the world,
Yeah,
nothing.
that's what even I felt like, when you think that with everything, you're so, you're such a beautiful person, so sorted, so easy, and yeah, when
Ashton, are you sorted?
I have much to sort out on a daily basis.
both of us do.
Madhavi, who's more mature in the relationship, Ashton or you?
Have this like round of answers,
Like
like
the
we'll just
newlywed
like,
game,
yeah,
yeah.
we'll just point out. We answer, ask like a rapid fire, but
No, no, I don't believe in rapid fires. There's already enough fire here.
both are mature in different ways and different. I think, yeah, we.
Where one drops the ball, the other one picks up the slack.
Mm,
It's kind of like that. We kind of ebb and flow. Like where one person like just seems so out of sorts, and then after some time they come around to, okay, maybe I was wrong. And I think in the moment we're getting even faster at that. I think as the trust between two people grows, between us grows. At first, it's a relationship, and you think, oh man, like when I was single, I didn't have problems, and now all of a sudden, I seemingly have problems. But
Oops.
it's like a direct mirror. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I mean, we're being pretty open and filtered, but yeah, you're just kind of like that. I feel is that you think when you're single that everything's sorted out, and then you have a mirror right in front of you. Like maybe you could BS yourself, throughout your life, and convince yourself, that, oh, if you're going to get around, if you say you're going to do something, one day you'll get around to it. But if you say it and that person is right in front of you, there is expectation, and you should live up to it, or say what you're going to do differently in the future. It's been like a learning for me. Also, I've been roaming around as a tra-
Have some water, Ashton.
before stopped by anything. But yeah, I've just been traveling and doing stuff in life, and then this is the first stable thing that I've been doing for any amount of time, and yeah, it definitely has taught me a lot.
yeah, definitely relationship brings out that, helps you reflect on yourself. So like you can't avoid it. There's no place to hide. There is,
When you share the same bed, you can't
yeah, you
really.
just there's no place to hide. You have to just see
You can
through
cover
it.
yourself with the bed sheet. I can't. Yeah, going to bed.
Madhavi, coming back to the moment uh, back at Coimbatore at the Isha Foundation ashram where you were getting trained into being a Hatha yogi, and out of hundreds of people in those 6 months, your heart calls out for one person. What was that one moment when your heart really called out for Ashton? When you knew that, this is the person?
No.
Ashton, we can both sit like that, no?
Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
Yeah, he always wants to hear the story and he loves it. And if I don't see something, no. I'll tell you what it was like. So the first time I saw Ashton was during the first month of the training when the trainees had to share something, come in the front and just share. It was a pretty casual kind of sharing, as in a casual setup. And he came up. We were all sitting in a group like that at night. It was late evening, and he came up and he shared like how was his journey so far, how he happened to be here, and the way he shared it, it was so beautiful, so touching. It just felt so genuine that I had tears in my eyes, and I looked around. Everyone like so involved. It was such intense, overwhelming sharing, and this guy himself was like pretty. The way he was sharing it, he had tears in his eyes. It was a lovely
To
moment,
put it
and
lightly,
yeah, to put
yeah. It
it
was a
right.
puddle. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, he just
You,
it was just so
you
beautiful.
fell in love with the pain in the sharing or the genuinity of the person's soul?
Uh, I don't know. I didn't see pain as such, but yeah, the genuine felt so authentic. Something that I felt is rare to experience. People coming out in open and talking about it so openly. That just touched me, and it was such a beautiful moment. I felt, oh my God, like this exists, and that was it. Nothing. It was nothing beyond that. But that the moment was so intense and so beautiful and so overwhelming that I was like, oh, this such kind of people exist. It's just beautiful to witness that. That was my first experience with him, but never spoke. Like he said, the first interaction we had was about the bands, and but
So
even
that was after how many months of y'all being in the same training where y'all were like mute and silently observing each other, probably?
uh, I guess after the interaction first time, and then we had few common friends, and we were talking Hindi, and that's how we started interacting. And he started expressing his interest in photography and asking for cameras and stuff.
Madhavi, your voice is breaking. We can't hear you clear.
Okay, yeah, I think I should move much. Yeah, so we started interacting on few common topics of interest like photography and all. Yeah, we would walk to the big show hall together sometimes, and but again, those were very rare moments like that. It was only, I guess, towards the end of the training that, yeah, there was one time when we went out for an outing. This was field trip, like outside the ashram we had gone, and they're playing some live band, and we just wanted to do salsa, or we were planning to throw up a salsa even dance. And so I was my dance partner, and I asked him like, I asked you, right?
It wasn't even an ask. It was basically you came right up to me and said, "Let's do salsa."
Because I just assumed that.
When your intentions are genuine and when you know that this is the one, you really don't need to be formal, do you, Madhavi?
No, I don't know. No, I had no. Honestly, that time I had no intentions of anything.
It's not. Maybe your subconscious knew. You didn't know it consciously.
I still don't know that, but I still have no idea. Even he doesn't like how it all came to this, like where we are sitting right now. But
And I actually do know how to salsa slightly. like I taken some salsa steps. So I don't know how she knew to ask me to do that. It was quite
Yeah, I
amazing.
don't know. Of all the people, I thought like we were in the bus. I don't
Mm.
remember exactly how the situation was, but I approached him. I just did something with him. It was just the experience with him was very sweet. Even these little interactions were sweet. And I also felt that when he had this thing, the way he would just say hello, hi, just like it was something a little more. But even then, we had nothing on our minds like that. Honestly, like there was no.
There's no time for it. Even afterwards, so like came for our wedding, like a year and a half, would have almost like a year completed since training. We got married, finished training in December of 2018, and December 2019 we had come for our marriage. Um, not just jumping a step, but it's just saying that when we had gone, even like the teachers uh, that were teaching us, they asked us, they're like, how, when did this happen? Because they're seeing all of these participants and noticing if any participant is also spending too much time, not focusing on the program. But that was never a thing for either of us.
Yeah,
So they were surprised. They're like, when did this happen? Like, how did this happen? They're like when? There was no real moments that we had shown or displayed that would have resembled, even to us at the time, that there was something so.
No, we had really no idea, but
Yeah,
we're still sometimes surprised as to how it really happened.
yeah.
But yeah, here we are. So he had to go to Canada. Maybe that we over there, like exactly when it happened now. Maybe you can tell this part.
So this exact couch that we're sitting on right now.
Yeah.
It's actually funny. It's like similar. Like
Yeah.
this. It's just like we're at her place here in Navi Mumbai that you came to visit, and it just so happened that she invited me to Mumbai just as a friendly gesture to come and visit before. Because
Ashton, we Indians are very warm people. So when we meet people, we tell them that, oh, if you're in my city, do drop by. That doesn't mean कि आप बैग उठा के और मुंह उठा के चले आओ.
do they also they book your plane ticket out of my city and come fly to Canada?
No, so obviously he had shown interest in Mumbai in Indian food, and I said, oh, then you should visit Mumbai. You would love it, and you should come if you come to Mumbai. You should spend 2-3 days. And this guy took it very very seriously.
Oh yeah.
And he was here. It was like I was very happy actually to host him because he said, okay, I'll be flying out of Mumbai. Most welcome. And we did a
No. I wasn't going to fly out of Mumbai. I had no plans. I was going to leave India because I had been there for a year. I had been in the ashram for a year at that point.
You were interning at the ashram as a yogi.
What was this?
Yeah, he was doing his internship.
You were doing an internship there.
Yeah, at the rejuvenation center there. So helping with yoga for diabetes and many different programs, even just vacation stuff that people go for like as a tourist in a way. Come to learn some yoga and explore. So I was doing that. Honestly,
and I was here back in Mumbai I was taking classes here at that time, and he just called me one day and he said,
yeah, we had been talking. I mean, after the program, enjoying like the space that we had for each other. Like it was nice to speak to her. Like there's a maturity in a way that she had that I really enjoyed. So we had, I was talking to different people, but like not in the way that like we had. So I really enjoyed that because for me, I many things in my life, I'm not like I'm there as a way of being support for others in my life, like a lot of the time. And then like speaking with her, there's just like an effortlessness between us that we don't. No one is needing to like be the support in that way of the other. Like both of us are reasonably handled, so that our energy can go into
reasonably handled.
No, it's very important to handle each other reasonably. And it's equally important to communicate when you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Because though your love would have blossomed in the silence while you were doing your yoga training and you have no clue about it. But I'm sure that it started manifesting only when you started communicating.
It was there. You could look at it. I mean, if the book was written by you, it would sound much like this right now. It would sound like that.
Yeah, I hear our story in a very beautiful way, you know.
Yeah. Wow. Oh,
Like,
the whole thing was planned, right?
oh, right.
Of course, everything was planned and it was planned by the divine.
Oh,
Otherwise,
the
to
divine, otherwise known as Kanchan Todi.
oh my God. And Madhavi, Sadhguru blessed your wedding.
Yeah.
How beautiful was that? Being blessed by your guru for your wedding.
Yes, in fact, the whole journey is, you know, just feel super blessed. We're just soaking in His grace all the time because, like we said, you know, everything that I'm coming from Canada, me in India, we're going for this year training, you know, and the way it all happened, unfortunately, after that, it just seems to be like, you know, His grace, like some grace, you know, we just even don't want to name it. It's just such so beautiful that
Or do you think it is just faith?
it is
It
just
is faith.
Kate.
Faith,
faith.
faith that you know, when you surrender to divine will, when you in love with the divine, you know that the best will come into your life.
Always, I guess I would call it faith, but yeah, the act of, you know, just surrendering. And I were at that point in our life individually also, you know, where we were reaching out deep within ourselves to reflect on many things, just to, you know, to find out who am I. And when each one of us was sufficiently, I think, you know,
Handle.
handled, yeah. Uh, exactly at that point, you know, when we feel we don't need anyone, you know, in our life, exactly that's the point. All this, that is when this happened, and so I
When you
feel
feel that you are enough, when you feel that you know you are so much in love with yourself that you do not need anybody else to complete you, and suddenly boom, Ashton falls from the sky.
yeah, that you think you don't need anyone, and then because then you don't feel you have to extract anything from anyone, right? I think that's the beauty of, you know, having a very conscious partner in your life who's also looking at, you know, constantly looking at just the way the life is, so involved with it, so intensely, you know, in touch with it. So yes, it's definitely. I mean, the way we got married is fun. Bhuta Shuddhi Vivaha under His grace in that very consecrated space. It's just it's such a beautiful. We can't explain it in words. The way the energies are tied, you know, in that space, it was beyond even our. We had no expectations, but you know, our understanding of how lives can be tied. Yeah, the process was so beautiful, and we can still feel it. That just tied like this, they're tied like this. It's something else altogether. You know, there are. It's a completely different level of
Yeah.
companionship there.
Yeah. It's not just I do at that point, you know.
Yeah, the I
Okay.
do. Yeah, it's much
It's
beyond
deeper
that.
than the mind, you know, or body. So it's like, yeah, whatever they might want to do, the mind or body, to try to escape pain or escape discomfort in many different ways. How we're tied, it doesn't like allow for that to last. That makes sense. Like, the mind.
Ashton, both of you being artists of two different genres altogether. One is a comedian, the other is a photographer. How did you match up your energy? Because artists individually are crazy people. They like complete crazy people, and two crazy people under one roof.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's why we sleep under the sky some nights because
Oh wow!
yeah, we are just too crazy to just do anything randomly. But I would say artist not only in terms of, you know, just like the profession wise. I think he's a pretty creative guy. Otherwise, in
yeah, just creating your life. I think. I
Yeah.
think at the end of the day, whether you or not you call yourself an artist, photographer, comedian, or whatever you are creating your life, whether you're conscious of it or not. I think in a way, artists are just conscious of the fact that you create your life. And in that, and find out also in this training, because this training is 6 months, okay, and it's a decent investment. It's not just anybody goes for any amount of time. There's screening involved. There's all these things. So the people that end up going to this thing, right? You have to leave behind whatever life you were living for 6 months, and then go into it. So in a way, if you're ready to roll your life up into a ball and throw it across the world, or throw it into a space for 6 months, you need to be able that. It just kind of afterwards, you're also like, if you weren't before, you're more flexible and more adaptable, because I mean, your life is different after those 6 months. I mean, you might come back, do the same thing, live in the same place,
You're
but some
not the
experience,
same. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once
Yeah. We are all great. But what
once
I
you've touched the core of your soul, and once you have little bit of knowingness of your being, life isn't the same ever again.
Yeah, there's no like going back, like it was like, oh, was it easier when I could eat whatever I wanted and stay up whenever I wanted, and you know, suffer the pain in small ways, but now it's like subtle things like thought, or um, the way that you treated someone, or the way that you even just had an intention towards something, um, actually has more of an effect than it would have harmed you, like whatever you would have done, hurting yourself with some food or drug or anything, right? Like it gets more subtle and more loud, like life, and there's no going back. You can't say, "Oh, when I was a teenager and I was partying, wasn't that an easier life?" It's like life. There's no going back. You can't think like it. Just doesn't allow you to think that in a way. Like it's grateful, and I'm super grateful that life is like getting more subtle in that way, because it gets more beautiful. It doesn't get more easy,
yeah.
but it gets more beautiful in
Yeah.
that
You
way.
know how to go through it gracefully now, even better. Like
Better, yeah, better anyway.
challenges are even more. Challenges go
Mm.
nowhere, but I won't say more, but challenges are always there
I
in
think you're
some.
more aware of the challenges. I think sometimes if you're incubated in your own life, you exist in a certain band of existence, right? You wake up in the morning, you eat food, you have your coffee, you go to work, you come home, whatever you do. I mean, I'm describing a life not necessarily actually of mine, but and then afterwards, you watch some movies till you fall asleep on the couch and wake up and do it again. Actually, I have gone through that, to be honest, but now that I reflect on it, and now you're like, we realize, okay, have a good night's sleep, wake up at a good time in the morning, start the day well, do these things. It's not because someone's telling us to do it, or else if we do it, we're bad people. It's just like this natural kind of thing. Like life gets more subtle and more beautiful when you do these practices. You always see, even the practice itself. Some day it's better than another day, and then it causes you to reflect. Because when you want to operate at such a high, a higher level than what you um, have done in your life, and now we do it, and now it's like, what am I doing that's knocking me down from that point? Okay, how to keep going more and more.
But then there are challenges that keep coming back, even if we don't want to look back, even if we don't want to go back into those phases and those memories. There are emotions that need to be dealt with. And the more we deal with our triggers, there are layers always that needs more cleansing. There are layers that needs more work. And talking about going backwards, Madhavi, my sister, you and me, we share a very similar background. And with your permission, if you okay, I would like to speak about it.
Yeah, please.
So we both were married in a small city in India, in families where we didn't feel belonged, and we were we being the women of courage, we being the women who would not bear being walked over anymore. We took decisions to stand for our self respect. And both you and me had to leave our children behind when we took decisions in our respective lives in our given time, whenever the time was. How how easy or difficult was it for you to leave your children behind, Madhavi?
So leaving my children was not at all my. I did willingly. I did not live them willingly. So it just happened abruptly in my life. They were just like, taken away. I didn't have a choice. And the way I felt the whole thing was dealt with, and it is still dealt with in India, the whole divorce scenario, what women go through, and the way the whole matter is hushed down, it is like no one wants to talk about it. She's encouraged not to speak about one or take any bold actions, in our society. So yeah, I didn't have that kind of support when I was going through my divorce. In terms of, I really wanted to do something, go all out, and because the way it were taken was just didn't seem right. It can never be right, if children are separated from mother who is able, who is
Mother, whether she's able or she's termed incapable, is not the point.
all these labels.
The
Yeah,
point is,
just
the point is here.
go ahead.
The point is here in India, we as women who take a stand for ourselves and who do not have the support of the family or the support of money, um, we don't even have law support. We don't even have the support of the law where we can fall back on the document made by the court that you have visitation right to your child, or your child has visitation right to you, or you are um, to be involved in decision making for your child, or you can even speak to your child on phone. I remember going years, I'm sorry, I remember going years without talking to my child, and I can feel your pain.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that this is happening, and yeah, it's just not you and me and so many other friends of mine who are going through the same scenario. And how a woman comes out of divorce, and how a man, not she comes out of, but the way she is, maybe looked down upon by the society, and how a man just goes through it as if nothing has happened, and society is okay with it. So it's something, it's very unfortunate that we we are going through this, and but it's what is fortunate is, women like you and me, we are talking about it on this kind of a platform, and just see like
If
what.
you had to, if you had to say something to your children now at this moment, what would you like to tell them, Madhavi?
So many things, honestly.
Please go on. Maybe they'll listen to this someday. You don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Miracles
Maybe
happen.
they're listening.
Yeah, we just don't know. But yes, I would. Yeah, I would like to say that I'll be your mother. I'm your mother. I'll remain your mother forever. And I'm here sitting with my arms open, ready to embrace this. Don't have a single doubt as to, I don't even have words how to put it. I think for me, I just can express it through my embrace. When I hug them, I just know they would know what it is. And
It's
So
metaphor.
you can
There's
send them a hug at
yeah, there's not a single moment that I don't think about them. And I also feel that, uh, they should, I should be at a very, I should be in a position where they should like be able to sense, to be able to, perceive me, to be able to see me, and, just choose without me having, without anyone, without going through those legal battles or that hardship. They should be just, it should just happen beautifully and just naturally the way, you know, not having to go through this. That is something that I didn't want to put my children through the legal battles, because these are endless. This is endless. You know how it is, how it goes in India.
yeah. Same here. I didn't want to put my child through the legal battle, so I settled for a mutual signing of the document without any other terms and conditions apart from the fact that I should be allowed to meet and speak to my child on a regular basis.
But even that is not honored, I guess. Even that isn't honored in your case. That is something which is not honored in my case, because so many, there are so many ways things are calculated, twisted, and sad that children are used as cards there, to
The biggest challenge, people say that you're an adult, you're a grown up, you're a mother, you can handle yourself. What about the child? People out there who listening, people out there who are in marriages, people out there who have children, people out there who fighting a divorce or a separation. It's not just you, your children are a part of you. So when you do not let your partner, be it the husband or the wife from whom the child is born, not meet the child, not speak to the child, or isolate the child from the mother or the father, you're not winning a game. Life is not a game. Children are not games to be played upon. It's just that when you deprive a child of a parent, you fulfilling your ego and nothing else. When you're depriving a mother or a father of a child, probably that was the karma they'd signed for, but you could have behaved better had you been conscious. So if you aren't, kindly be aware that there are mothers, there are fathers, and children in separation. Allow them to be complete. Keep egos aside when you've brought a life into the world.
That's a big,
Madhvi, yes, Ashton.
yeah, that's a big thing. I think many times the parents use their anger at each other. I mean, I'm a child of divorce too, and I think they don't reveal everything to you at the time. You're left to kind of question and figure out pieces, and I think you're left confused as a child growing up in that. That was for me as an example. I think it's very interesting that me in the West, divorce is more of a thing, more of an accepted thing, and in a way, law protects. It's more because I think it's like this kind of hush hush thing in India more. They don't have the proper laws really to enforce divorce contracts.
More
Uh,
than the laws, Ashton, here, we as people of the society, we feel ashamed to talk about our truth and our emotions. World is changing. We are no more living in the uh, 16th century where women were oppressed. Today, the feminine is rising. We are coming back to Mother Earth and praying to her for humanity. And when we talk about Mother Earth, when we talk about praying to the Devi, and at the same time, we treat the women of uh, our world to be mute, to suppress their emotions, to not express their feelings, and to not own up to their power. That is where, at the core of humanity, we all need to bring the change. It's not about being a feminist. It's not about, patriarchy. It's about equity. A man and a woman equally together completes nature. And any one of them being oppressed in any which way isn't a isn't a healthy society.
Yeah, that I think that's a lot of things. Men also not able to express themselves. Women also feel threatened and suppressed. Yeah, exactly that. It's both people, right? Even in a divorce, right? You have in some way that person isn't letting that other partner see the children because they think that that person is so wrong, or they still yeah, holding so much resentment. If you really, and that's the thing is that they try to make it about the kids, and you can see through that.
So ultimately, it all boils down to being aware. Ultimately, it all boils down to being conscious of the life you are leading and practice forgiveness over ego.
Yeah, because you're gonna die
And
one day.
Yeah, that's something. It just step by step. People don't realize where are you going to take all of this?
Yeah.
Where will this all go? There, we see let go means you're just letting go everything, the resentment, everything, and without you carry so much back. You think they're making the other person suffer without by not letting the children meet. But, they
Because
are suffering.
Madhavi, you need to come little closer to the microphone. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, in the process, they think the other person here, they can make them suffer by not letting them meet children or using children as megs to do this. But in the process, they are suffering. They don't realize how much they are harming them in the process. And if they let go and embrace change, and it's just beautiful process for everyone. It should not necessarily be ugly or it can
oh, it would be nice, to have the kids in our life, in a bigger way. Like I definitely see like how awesome it would be. And like that's the thing though too, is that they could be in our life. He could, the husband or wife in whatever relationship could be again a part of that life also. Like in our case, like her ex could be still part of our life, interacting in some way, in co-parenting, whatever way that looks like. And that's another possibility, but it's like we get bent out of shape because of whatever happens in the previous relationship, and it doesn't allow what could be an amazing experience for everybody
yeah.
involved.
Ashton, whatever you said just now made me fall in love with you again. You guys are the cutest. And who will say that you're such a young kid? To me, you're a kid yourself, right?
Yeah, I think it could be great because you got to think of it as a child. Wouldn't a child want more people in their life? Like, isn't that they're not limited? They're not limited at all. I think
I think they are adaptable. They are just so graceful with the changes that come. They are embrace
they're
everything.
quite
But
accepting.
it's just the adults who put
The adults are
project their
messing
problems.
things up.
Yeah, they are messing things up all the time, and they really need to sort themselves out. That's why I feel all this process of taking time to reflect on your own life and sorting yourself out is so
Madhavi, Ashton, you guys are doing such amazing work in the field of spirituality, spreading wellness, spreading health through yogam, both of you being yogis. And I know Ashton is as good a photographer as you, or maybe even better. Just
If she,
that
if
she
she said
lets you take the lead.
if she said no, I definitely bow my head into her in
no,
that regard.
he is pretty
You
creative.
better do.
Yeah, he's such a good model. I love taking his pictures, but he is a very creative person, and I love working with him. Sometimes more, he's too
She
much.
likes she likes working.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
But working as a team with him in terms of even our yoga um, sessions we do, even photography, even like day to day, just like this is so beautiful because with him every day, every moment is an adventure. He's always up to something very, very playful. So together, it's like a very playful companionship, I would say.
Hmm.
We are dancing, working, uh, fighting, arguing all.
It's so nice to be with someone who matches your level of maturity or is even more mature than you, Madhavi. Though he might be younger than age, and age is like literally just a number,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. I don't. Do you feel that?
What?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she said you're younger, but
Yeah, like
yeah,
you don't notice it at all. I think yeah, it's nice. Like she like I don't yeah, we it's not even a question. Like
yeah.
Even
well,
I didn't notice it. Ashton, you look much older than her. Okay. Now,
no,
Better.
look at this. I know because I grow such a great what do they call it? Dadi.
Daddy, yeah.
Dari, oh my God.
Yeah.
Guys, we are literally on time to close the show. I wish I could continue talking to you. There is so much more to know about your lives. I
Yeah,
am literally, I am literally so fond of both of you. And I wish you all the joy, all the grace in life, with ease, with abundance, and with love. Madhvi, you are such a wonderful mother. I have seen you nurture the children at the Kanchan Foundation. I've seen you sit with them, share the meal. I am sure whenever your children meet you, they will feel fulfilled again. Ashton, would you close the show for us with a rhyme?
right.
But
Please.
I mean, I could do such a thing. I really could. I don't know that I would, but I guess I should. Kanchan Todi, thank you so much for having us on. Wonderful to be here with you, as bright as the sun. Uh, you and her, Madhvi, both so beautiful and youthful. You make this just like simple play and something that rhymes with youthful. Thanks so much, Kanchan. You know, and all your team also setting this up. It's very professional how you guys go about this. Definitely learned some things from you guys and timing and everything for setting up these kinds of live events. Very good job from your whole team. Amazing.
Thank
And
you.
the kind of work you do, Kanchan, I'm so amazed with every time you come up with. She's on. She's always on. Can I? What? Yeah. This,
Maybe Madhavi, that's the reason I'm still single. Maybe that's the reason I didn't get the time and opportunity to go and search for someone.
no, listen. Even I was on, but okay, that doesn't. No. But no, I'm sure so many people have already loved this. This is the way she is. She is like, she keeps amazing people around her, always coming up with such creative ideas with a clothing line, with Kanchan Foundation, now with Shai, etc. She's just, you're unstoppable. And yeah, we wish that you just keep spreading this beautiful energy that you have.
Thank you.
And so sweet, Kanchan.
Thank you. And
Wonderful to have like be on this show, and I'm
Mm.
just blessed to have both of you here. I am so grateful. My regards from my guru, from my guide, Maitreya Dada Shriji, to your guru, your guide, Sadhguruji. Lots of love. May we all unite as one world, one family, with love and compassion.
thank you.
Thank you. Good night, everyone, and do take very good care of yourself. Bye bye.